What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video, new Shiranui support, so let's try it out, right? It's already up on YgoPro. This is currently my list, like always feel free to leave suggestions, apologies. But I wanted to move away from our previous builds of, Vendreads, extra link with featuring Vendreads and, that shenanigans. But I want to focus more on Shiranuis themselves, and as you probably already know if you read all the effects of the new Shiranui cards, most of them are let down. Some of them are quite fine. I mean, they got like a new Link monster, Splendidsaga. It's an okay card, but it's a Link 3, so very similar to Summon Sorceress. One of the key boss monsters here in the deck, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to still play, Shiranuis featuring Zombie World, the Structure deck, and the Spirit King, your Dronshuil or something like that. It's one of those big tutors, your big, I think the best boss monster here in this deck. Hence why I'm playing Glow Up Bloom at 3, since you're definitely using cards like Unizombies, discard effect to get those cards like Banshee, maybe Mizuki, or Glow Up Bloom directly from your hand to the graveyard, right? And also running multiple Unizombies, for example, multiple Gozukis to get those foolish burial effects going. A new Shiranui card being Shiranui Story Saga, again searches out preferably solitaire in most situations. It's like a Lone Fire Blossom or a 1-for-1. Basically for your Shiranui cards, but it's vulnerable to hand traps, so that's a problem. As for the rest, Instant Fusion is definitely very solid for the two fusion monsters in the extra deck, mainly being Reaper on the Nightmare and Flame Ghost, why both of them you will see in a couple of moments. Again, the new Shiranui monsters at a minimum, right? We only have Spiritualist, the new level 4, which upon summon searches out your Spectral Sword, but sadly only works upon normal summon. But it's basically just to get 2 zombies on the field to give you a Link summon, right? Vampire Sucker or Vendread Savior. As for the rest, let's see a couple of example duels. Okay, a couple of examples. Again, Instant Fusion is in the deck. It wasn't in my previous decks, right? But again, it's an excellent extender, as you'll see in a couple of moments. The thing is, with this new support, Zombies isn't really like, and that's what I feel, isn't really like, oh, let's go for the level 8 synchro play as fast as possible, Omega.tech as it was before. Now, with this new support, and of course, the big restrictions most these cards have is that as soon as you use them, most of them is, like for example here, Story Saga, is that you can only special summon zombies for the rest of the turn. So again, restricting yourself or preventing yourself from going for something like Omega, the Nightmare shenanigans, etc. So that's one of the reasons why the level 7 lineup of your synchros is quite important, and especially this new Necro Dragon, the Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon, quite good, and that's why, Instant Fusion is in the deck, to potentially give you an extra zombie on the field, opening up a Link play, but most importantly, either go for the level 3 or level 5, and level 5 being Reaper on the Nightmare, and not a tuner being Zombie Theseus, or Theseus. This is again the regular level 5 monster in some situations is just better, as again you will see in a couple of moments. Going second this time, since the, what is it called, the Saga story, the 1-for-1 for Shiranuis only works if your opponent controls a monster, so going first and having that card in your opening hand, that's not really convenient, so you might want to go second. I don't know, right? But anyway, you discard something from your hand, right? Very similar to 1-for-1, and that's right, Glow Up Bloom, the new Glow Up Bulb, is in the deck at 3. Since your MVP, or at least the card I want to go first, or for first, is the Spirit King. Get it on the field as fast as possible, since again, this is not really extra link based deck, or Omega spam deck. Omega is at 1, by the way. And that's why your Spirit King is a very important boss monster to get on the field as soon as possible, and of course preferably with a zombie world, in your field spell zone to make use of its effects. So like banish monsters from your opponent's side of the field, banish something from the field, or just negate a monster effect. Nope, the Dronshuil will still stay on the field, and it does waste its card in hand to get rid of the field spell. But again, Spirit King survives, so that's quite good. Gozuki is a very solid top deck. Go for the Instant Fusion, go for the level 5. Very important since now I can use a Spectral Sword in my graveyard. Use its effect, that will trigger Spirit King to banish something from my opponent. And of course, Reaper on the Nightmare being a normal level 5 fusion lets me go for the Necro Dragon. And again, Necro Dragon is a very powerful card. A comeback card, really. I mean, from any like hopeless situations, you can just go for the level 7 synchro play and again possibly again extend your field and gain control of the field thanks to Spirit King, etc. Going first this time, having the Call by the Grave again quite crucial to prevent my opponent from using the hand trap. Glow Up Bloom again very important to get your Spirit King either, well yeah, to the hand, to the field, and get an extra draw off a Vampire Sucker. This is a very standard opening play for the deck, right? But still, Twin Twister. Twin Twister basically already wins him the game, getting rid of both Zombie Rolls, so shutting down the Spirit King's full effect, and of course getting rid of my... Was it Impermanence? I think it was Impermanence, but whatever, right? Twin Twister in the main deck. So Mizuki in the hand, Instant Fusion in hand. That's not really looking too great. Anyway, he does go for... He's not going for Boral Sword or Boreload or whatever, but Skull Dread Saryuja is fine, I guess, getting the Straddles as well with the 2 back row again. Top deck into the quick play, yeah, indeed the quick play spell being the 1/1, getting Solitaire. Solitaire wants it to strike. Okay, I still have a play with Mizuki, going for Unizombie, using its effect. Not really sure what my intention was of sending to the graveyard. Maybe Mizuki? Or am I missing something? Bloom? Yeah, maybe Bloom to search out, what is it called? Fraulein, Vampire Fraulein. You know, get herself on the field with a Bloom's effect and then reborn something. Yeah, that might have been an option, but maybe Mizuki was the better play. Well, whatever, right? He does go for Utopia, and I still have to top deck something, and Banshee actually is a very nice top deck. Attack it to the Malicious first, and then use its on-field effect. Actually comes in handy, banishing herself to set up Zombie Rolls, preferably again holding off the opponent from 1 extra turn, right? But he does top deck into Call by the Grave, and that's GG well played. Otherwise I might have still been in the duel, again having the Spirit King my side of the field pretty much as an extra body. But nope, Call by the Grave is still a very powerful card. So the opponent starts off at my hand, no negation, no hand trap or whatever. That's fine, I guess. So I need to top deck, since as you see he does eventually go for the... What is it called? The Vortex. So that's already 1 negation and possibly like 1 hand trap. So potentially already 2 negates. I have to play around that, and it's possible with cards like Impermanence, for example. Impermanence negating the Vortex. Call by the Grave, and then again super necessary against your opponent's hand traps. Going for Unizombie and making sure that Unizombie will only gain 1 level here. So targeting the Vortex, it will also increase its level. Because again, going for the Ghost, pretty much, you know, the level 3 zombie, and go for Necro Dragon. Necro Dragon reborning the Gozuki I sent to the grave earlier. Gozuki is such a crucial card, also, you know, because of its Foolish Burial effect, but the special summoning effect as well. Get the Necro Dragon on the field, and you know, Spirit King will just special summon itself, getting 2 draws, right? And Fraulein actually was also a very good top deck, as you will see in a couple of moments. Maybe I should have waited for Boral Sword or Boreload Dragon here in these situations, as again, Fraulein will just trigger your Spirit King, right? And holding off the Tornado Dragon, very crucial, since I still had the monster negation effect for Tornado Dragon. So keeping the zombie rolled on the field. And now this should be game, right? This should be GG if I'm not mistaken. So getting the new one of the new level 7 synchro Shiranui monsters, it's fine, but yeah, it's basically just an extra monster, right? It's same for the new Link monster. In most situations it's just better to leave your Vampire Sucker on the field. But I get there are some situations where going for this new Link monster, your Shiranui Link, definitely has its purposes, right? It's basically a Spirit Reaper, it cannot be destroyed by battle, for example. It also somewhat protects your synchros, especially if it's a fire monster, also being not being able to be destroyed by card effects, right? So it's definitely an okay card, but it's a Link 3, so again, in most situations, it's just better to leave your Vampire Sucker on the field, right? Again, gain those draws during both your opponent's and your own turn. The Shiranui style at 2 in the deck. I'm not running the Smith. I believe it's Smith that searches out your potential search for Shiranui style, but I believe it only gets the search when it like is used for a synchro summon or sent from the field to the graveyard, but that's not really appropriate. You don't really want to you know, sacrifice a main deck spot for that, right? Here I make a huge miscalculation. I thought I had the game, but that's definitely not the case, so I make a recovery play by going for the Splendidsaga and the Necro Dragon. Again, full protection effect, but it didn't really matter that much. So like always, this is currently my list. The Spirit King is your to-go-to card, that's why Glow Bloom is at 3 in the deck. Instant Fusion, a nice extender. The new, what is it called, the 1-for-1 for Shiranui is an excellent card. Triple Uni-Zombie is staple, maybe 3 Gozuki as well, especially because of the extra special summon effect. So like always, feel free to leave suggestions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.